The Sports Desk is brought to you by Jim Butler Chevrolet, the Midwest's #1 Chevy dealer, 10 years running.
Save, rebound, they score!
A lot of guys, not a lot of our best players not doing the job.
After the trades of Vladimir Tarasenko and Ryan O'Reilly, it has been easy to see where this Blues season was headed. But yesterday may have finally been rock bottom. And Craig Berube did not hold back when talking about this team. The Blues blew a 2-0 lead to Vancouver last night, allowing a game-tying goal with 28 seconds left, and then the winner in overtime to the Canucks. Jordan Binnington gave his all, and Alexei Toropchenko brought the effort, but Craig Berube did not hold back when asked about his thoughts on most of the rest of the team's performance and desire at this point in the season.
Our best players don't play with any passion, no emotion, and no inspiration at all. They don't play inspired hockey. You cannot play in this league without emotion, grit, and being inspired. They're getting paid lots of money, and they're not doing the job. End of story. That's it. That's what it boils down to.
On the other hand, there's the Battlehawks. It was another miraculous finish last night in Seattle to make them the first 2-0 team in the XFL. And by my calculations, they're the first pro football team in our town to start 2-0 since the 2001 St. Louis Rams, who went to the Super Bowl. One of the biggest reasons for the two dramatic wins, the guy under center. A.J. McCarron has been superb in the fourth quarter of these first two games, grinding his team to the victories. Last night, he led a last-ditch drive to get into field goal range for Donnie Hagman's game-winning kick to beat Seattle. And McCarron's composure and experience in big moments is exactly why Anthony Becht picked him to lead this team.
Let's get a guy that, ultimately can, keep level-headed in these situations that we're in at the end of the game. He takes a lot of pride in it. There's never no doubt. And he's a warrior now. Proud of him. I know he's been fired up, and, he just wants to have fun, win games, and be on the field, and he's getting to do that.
Tomorrow, the Cardinals will be on the field for an actual spring training game. They've spent the last few weeks honing their skills on the backfields, sometimes under the watchful eye of the Wizard, Ozzie Smith. This year, baseball rule changes will restrict defensive shifts and enlarge the bases. Here's what the Hall of Fame shortstop thinks of those rule changes.
It's not the shift's fault. I shouldn't be handcuffed from a defensive standpoint because of a guy's inability to be able to hit the ball the other way. As far as making the bases bigger, I don't know if that's going to make that big a difference. I think that it's the people who have never played's idea of being able to generate more stolen bases and things like that. But there's no substitute for somebody just being able to do what it is that you're supposed to do.
Well, from one Wizard to another. Congrats to Althoff grad and former Billiken Jordan Goodwin. Today he signed a multi-year NBA deal with Washington. Goodwin has averaged over 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 2.5 assists in 40 games this season. Stick around tonight for 5 on Your Sideline, where we have a loaded show, playoff action from high school hoops, a preview of City SC's first game tomorrow, and a chat with Wilson Contreras ahead of his Cardinal spring training debut. Lots and lots and lots of stuff to talk about in sports. I'm excited for soccer tomorrow. We've been waiting a long time. It's
A long
time.
All right. Thanks, Corey.
Well, Jim, how about a final quick look?
Yeah, absolutely. So winter weather advisory starts up at 6 p.m. for our northern counties there, Pike County, Macoupin County, Greene, and Montgomery counties in Illinois. We'll have much more at 6.
All right, thank you much. That's all of our time at 5.
And nightly news is next. Have a great evening.
The Sports Desk is brought to you by Jim Butler Chevrolet, the Midwest's #1 Chevy dealer, 10 years running.
Hagman for the win. Hagman got the win. St. Louis back-to-back comeback thrillers.
Well, the Battlehawks are certainly establishing a reputation for themselves. They like the drama. Donnie Hagman missed 2 field goals last night against Seattle, but he made the one that counted most, the game winner. And the hype is only continuing to build here in St. Louis. Due to demand, the team has now opened the 300 level at the Dome for season tickets. The 2-0 start for the Battlehawks, thanks to 2 impressive comebacks, has built a foundation for excitement. And if they can make it 3 in a row next weekend before the home opener in Week 4, Coach Becht knows it will be a special scene at the Dome.
I'm excited that the fans are are buying in. And look, we have to do our part. I said this a long time ago. I said, you guys fill it up, you guys show up, and we'll take care of the football stuff. So far, through 2 games, we've been able to do that.
While we're on the topic of comebacks, how about the Lindenwood Lions? Lindenwood roared back from 20 points down in the second half against SEMO last night to win 105-102 in double overtime. The Lions still have a shot at getting a spot in the OVC tournament with 1 regular season game left on Saturday. If this isn't rock bottom for the Blues, I do not want to see it. The team allowed a game-tying goal to the Canucks last night with 28 seconds left on their way to an overtime loss. And then Craig Berube stepped to the microphone. Berube is never one to sugarcoat things, and he put it bluntly. The team's best players aren't giving the passion they should be. General Manager Doug Armstrong talked today about the reality of the team's lost season and what has to happen next.
We can allow this to snowball, and we can allow this to be the talking point of how we're going to finish the next the rest of this season, or we can address it, understand the raw emotion of it, but at some point you have to move on. And today is the day we have to move on.
Be with us tonight for 5 on Your Sideline. We've got high school playoff hoops highlights, a preview of City SC's inaugural game tomorrow, and the story of some Carlisle wrestling brothers who cannot be beat. Loaded show and some Cardinals talk, of course. Spring training, first game tomorrow.
We've got a little bit of everything going on.
A little bit of everything.
This is the time. Thank you, Corey.